this chain is a Picot chain, and you can see on this piece that I've made using size 10 beads that there's little picots all the way down each side, the picot being those 3 little beads there and there. So for the demonstration though, I'm going to show you in size 8. Now this size here would be beautiful as a strap, you know, to a necklace, to hold up a pendant or something, but in the size 8 beads, the larger beads, I'll be able to make it and you can wear it as a great bracelet. So to begin, I've got my thread, and make sure you have single thread this time. As you've seen on some of my projects, I use double thread on the chain because it gives you a better tension. But because we're going to be doing quite a few passes around the beads, you'll find that, especially if you're using the smaller size beads, you'll find that single thread is essential. So as I said, I've got my stopper bead and 8 beads threaded, and I'm going to make a circle of these 8 beads, and I'll work on the mat so that you can see what I'm doing, although normally you would hold it up in your hand to get a better tension. I'm going to make a circle of the beads. There we go. And you can bring your stopper bead, just push your stopper bead up to help with the tension. Okay. Now I'm going to be making this as, if you look at it, there's 8 beads, so we've got 4 corners, if you will. So there's the top and the bottom and the 2 sides, and between them there's 1 bead each. So I'm going to be working off these 4 corners. So first of all, I'm going to just take my thread. I'm in this top corner. I'm in the top corner, and I'm going to take the thread through 2 beads, and that will take me to the side bead. Okay, so you can see I'm coming out the side. So there's the first one, and I'm coming out the side. I'm going to add a picot here, and I do that by adding 3 beads. And if you see I'm coming out of this thread, the thread's coming out of the bead this way, I'm going to bring it around and make a circle and then come through this way. And then when I pull it up, you see it's made this little picot on the side. Okay, don't worry about the tension at this point, we'll sort that later. Now I want to go along to my bead on the other side. So this is the middle bead and this is the other side bead, it's opposite. So I'm going to take my thread around and come out of this bead. So we'll just go around, there's 3 beads, and then through that 4th bead here. There we go. So you can see now I'm coming right out the opposite side of the picot, and I'm going to do a picot on this side, and again pick up 3 beads. Now you can see the thread is coming out from here, so to make this circle around I'm going to go through this bead here. So when I pull that up, you can see I now have my little picot on both sides. Now I want to continue on to my next unit. This is my first unit finished, but obviously I'm over here and I want my next unit to come here. So I need to pass around all these beads and come to this middle bead, which is the one opposite where I first started. So I'll just thread around all the beads. And don't worry about the picots, just go past those ones. And then past here to the middle bead. 1, 2. There it is. It's hard working on the mat. There we go. So now I'll just pull up the tension a bit. You can pull up the stopper bead or push the stopper bead up to help with the tension. Okay, so now if we look at it, there's my unit complete, and I'm on this side here ready to start my next unit. So now I'm going to pick up 7 beads because this first bead is bead number 1. So whereas with our first circle we picked up 8, from now we only need to pick up 7, 3, 4, 6, 7. So now I've got my 7 beads. I want to make a circle, so I'm going to go around. So I come out this side and around this side. This will create a circle. And now my thread's coming out this way, so I'm going to continue around the circle. And if you look again, I've got my 4 points. See, between each, so I've got a point, a space, a point, a space, a point, a space, a point, and a space. So I'm going to go through these 2 beads, and this will take me to the side bead. So I'll just go through 1 and 2 and pull it up. And now I'm going to make a picot here. 1, 2, 3 beads. Make a circle. Go through here. And then, just like before, I want to go over to the other side where I was before. So there's my picot coming off that side bead, and now I want to go to this side, so continue around till I go through the side bead. As you can see, it's coming out. Now I'm going to make a picot on this side. 1, 2, 3. Make that circle, go around and through, pull it up. So now I've got my next picot. So you can see I've pretty well completed my second unit, but now I need to work my way around from here all the way around past this picot and back to this middle center one here. Now if you're using a small bead, when you come to this connector bead, this is the connector bead that connects the 2 circles, you might find that it's a little bit hard to pull your needle through, especially if you're using smaller beads. If that's the case, you can use a pair of rubber gloves, or if you have a pair of pliers, support the bead and pull it through with your pliers. In this case, with this size bead, it's not a problem. And I just pull it up. There we go. And then I'm going to continue around to come out of this middle bead. So past this picot, and through here, okay, and now I'm in position. I've made 2 complete sections and I'm ready here, and this again is bead number 1. So if I pick it up, I'll just show you quickly. We pick up 7 beads, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pass back, is that checked out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pass back through the first bead. So I've got my circle. Go through 2 more beads around the circle till I come out of the side. Pick up my 3 picot beads, 1, 2, 3. Continue to make a circle with that. Bring it up. There's my first picot. There. Continue around to the opposite side, which is actually the 4th bead. So now I'm on the other side. 1, 2, 3 beads, picot, make the circle around, then continue around the circle all the way. There's my little picot. And then continue around the circle till I come out of the middle bead, so past the picot on the other side. Finally, one more bead, and I'm at that center bead, and now I've got 3 complete units made. So you just carry along until you get to the end. Now I'm going to add a toggle onto the end of this bracelet, and you can see the bead is running, the hole is running through this way to the bracelet, so it's a sideways hole. So what I'm going to do now, and I'm also looking at the bracelet itself and seeing how we've got these circles here, so I want to reflect that in the way I do the toggle. So I'm just going to bring in 3 beads and then a 4th. And so that's almost going to mirror the same look of this. Then I'm going to add on my toggle, go back down through that 4th bead, and then I'll add on 3 more, 1, 2, 3, and then I can come back through here, and this is going to complete the circle, and it's going to almost mirror the bracelet. Now I want to make this a little stronger, so I'm going to repeat this whole path a few times so I can strengthen it up. So I'll simply just go back up through those 3, following the circle around. And I mean, really, if you wanted to, we could even put a little picot on either side to make it almost, you know, the same, matching. There we go. Up through here, around, and I'm doing it loosely so you can see, around the toggle. So now I've got 2 threads there, back down and back down this side of the bracelet, and then again through again. You can see each time I do this I'm strengthening it, and up through here, and obviously I need to pull up my tension a little better, up through the middle, and through the clasp. So the more times you can do this, back through that bead again, the stronger. You see I've got 3 good threads there now, the stronger that your bracelet's going to go. I mean, you could even try for a 4th if your beads will allow. And then through here. Once we've got to this point, that's quite a nice ending, then I can simply weave my thread back down and around the bracelet, you know, as far as I want to go really, and of course end off my thread by tying a few little knots in between, and that will give you a nice strong clasp. This is the other end of the bracelet I just showed you how to put the clasp onto, and to finish it off it's a simple matter of taking off your stopper bead and applying attaching the clasp in the same way. And I've already loosened this stopper bead and I can just take it off quite easily, and I'm ready to go, and I can use this thread that I've left behind to attach the clasp. But I thought I'd show you something interesting. When we've added this clasp, and this is something you must always take into consideration, you can see here it's added from here to here, which is a good inch easily of extra length to my bracelet. So if I try it on my wrist now, and it's always a good idea to try it on, you can see that it's actually quite big, because by the time I put that toggle on, this bracelet is going to sit quite loosely on me. Now you might like it to be that loose, but then you might think, oh dear, what am I going to do? Well, it's quite easy really. Because you've only used a stopper bead at this end, you can carefully just follow the thread path backwards and just sort of work out which way the beads are going and unravel them. So you just have to have a little look to see which way it's going. There it is. So I can just, and use the other end of your needle, not the sharp end. See, and you can just carefully unravel it, and it slowly starts to come out, and you can undo it. So you can literally take away the length of your bracelet. Here it comes now. See, it's coming off quite easily now once you find the thread path. Might take you a minute or two, and you want to do it carefully because you don't want to damage your thread in any way. So here we go. See, it's coming out quite easily now. And then the last little picot comes off. And here we go. So now I've taken off that whole section. I'm right here at this end, and I'm ready now. If I try that on again, if I try that around my wrist again, that's perfect sizing for me now. So now I'm going to have a great bracelet, and I can just rethread my needle and attach the clasp at this end.